Hey everyone, and welcome to Meet the ESFT Alumni. Today we have joining us Susan Morrill, and she is one of the alumna that I actually had the pleasure of training, I don't know, maybe a couple years ago now at this point.
Thank you, Jennifer. I'm very glad to be here. And I was fortunate that when I did the initial training, the year that I completed my training was the year that the training center decided to add boosters. And I had approached my director at the time saying, wouldn't it be great if we could somehow do something extra after we finished our 3-year program? And within 6 months, he came back and said, guess what? They have decided to do this. And that felt like, oh, I'm thinking the same thing as the training center, and that felt wonderful. And then to continue having training that is very meaningful. I do miss that level, that very intense and personal level of training that is offered through the Philadelphia Training Center, that I have not seen it replicated in the same way. And
Yeah.
I am hoping that I can also bring that kind of trust and development to the folks that I work with now.
What aspect of the training experience with the center has most influenced you and your development of family therapy skills?
I think that learning to become comfortable with the role plays,
Mhm.
it took a few years before I was able to train with you. I had to practice that a lot. But now I'm very comfortable with role plays, both with my colleagues and with my families. And I really love being able to set that up and have families understand in a deeper way what we're looking to help them with.
Oh yeah, right. And I love role plays. I'm always like, let's role play everything. Let's have a role play inside of a role play,
Yes.
right? It's my favorite thing. Yeah. How did learning to think systemically impact or change you as a person and a professional?
That's a really good question because I hadn't thought about that till recently. Um, I do look at everyone differently now than I did before. Not only my clients, but also the folks that I work with, the people that I meet on a daily basis. I think about the information that I know about them and have a wider understanding of how they have come to make decisions that they make.
Yeah.
It helps me to have greater empathy for those folks, and also greater empathy for myself, that I have a deeper understanding of things that I do and how I
Mhm.
can step aside and think it through, look at what happened before, that I don't have to follow that script anymore. I can do something different. And so then I can apply that with my families and talk with them in a meaningful way about the things that they've experienced.
Yeah.
Really look at that in an unbiased manner as possible, so
Mhm.
they can also accept themselves and make a different decision instead of following an old script that doesn't work anymore.
Yeah. Oh, Susan, you're always just magic to me. I love how the experience and training you had just allowed you to approach people with openness.
Mhm.
Because it really just, when you can do that, right, it creates so much space for innovative and approaches and creativity. And finally, my question is, how did learning ESFT, Ecosystemic Structural Family Therapy, prepare you for the current work that you're doing?
Well, I feel that this is the work that I ought to be doing. That this feels most like what has always been there inside of me. And I am now living in another state. I'm still providing in-home family work. Um, and I am introducing this model to my colleagues in a way that I find exciting, and a few of them are interested, have indicated they would like to know more.
Mhm.
I hope that I can formalize um, that sharing with them so that we
Mhm.
can form a stronger team delivered service that is looking at families as the whole rather than the child only who happens to have parents. And
Yeah,
to be the sometimes that's the model that my current colleagues follow, that it's a
yeah.
child who happens to have parents.
You can see the child sitting in a system.
Mhm.
And so instead of it being like, oh, I have to talk to the parents, it's I have to work through the parents
Mhm.
because they're going to be the ones that change this child's life.
And I even change it to I don't know if it was you or another trainer who said, I get to talk to the parents. I get to help them change their own mindset about the child, the children in their lives, and how they
Mhm.
approach their family. To see that the opportunities they have every day, it can be hard work, but it's not a burden. And
Yeah,
I am hoping that I can also bring that kind of trust and um, development to the folks that I work with now.
yeah. Well, if anybody can do it, it's you, Susan.
Thank you.
Well, everyone, we are so grateful that you joined us. If you have not already, you better subscribe to that blog, and we will see you on the socials, everyone. Bye.